Hello foxes and welcome back to my channel. Today we're starting a new series with the reseller tea. So this is just kind of a lighthearted and fun little new series that I'm going to be doing to kind of poke fun at some of the mishaps and bumps that we all go through as we learn on our reselling journey and possibly be helpful to some of you. I don't know, hopefully. But today's video is 5 brands that are not Anthropologie. They're not. Now I will just sort of disclaim that this series is not going to be anything about individual people. There's not like reseller drama. It's just fun. It's just lighthearted. It's just mistakes that people make that maybe annoy some resellers, or maybe we've all made these mistakes before, but I'm gonna call them out. So that's the tea. Let's just jump right in. So the first brand that is not Anthropologie is the brand Tulle, T-U-L-L-E. I'm gonna pop a picture of the tag up on the screen. There's been multiple iterations of this tag. I don't think this brand is even around anymore. They used to be sold at ModCloth. There are many Tulle pieces that are ModCloth pieces, but this brand has never been sold at Anthropologie. So stop tagging your Tulle pieces Anthropologie because they are not. This brand was also sold at boutiques and smaller online retailers, so not every piece is ModCloth. No pieces at all are Anthropologie. And yeah, so that's where we are. So if you can't identify that it's a ModCloth piece, just tag it as Tulle. People do actually look for that brand. Brand number 2 that is not Anthropologie is Arrive. I'm going to put a picture of that tag on the screen. This brand does a lot of like boho, flowy, fun pieces. There's a lot of lace involved. There's a lot of layering involved. It is definitely a cool brand, but it is just a boutique brand. It has never been sold at Anthropologie, and it will never be sold at Anthropologie. They make some really cute pieces, but they're not Anthropologie. Brand number 3, Riu. Riu has been sold at ModCloth quite a long time ago, the same time era as Tulle. I think they might still be around, but they're not Anthropologie. They've never been sold at Anthropologie. They do a lot of like, again, that layered look, the boho-y, flowy, like almost login look, except like a youthful version of it. It's very similar to Arrive, and it is not an Anthropologie brand. So don't tag it as such. The next brand is Everly. Everly has a couple of tags. Some of them are just like a little bow, and then if you look on the inside tag, it'll say Everly, and some of them just say Everly, and then they have the little bow next to them. That is also not an Anthropologie brand. There are a few pieces of Everly that have been sold at ModCloth. I know there's a cactus dress, and maybe 1 or 2 other pieces, but it's not a common ModCloth brand. It has been sold at Stitch Fix, so you can find a couple of Everly pieces that were Stitch Fix pieces, but mostly it's just a boutique brand. It's not exclusive to any one place, and it's definitely not sold at Anthropologie. The quality on this brand is like, so I feel like you should be able to tell that it's not Anthropologie, but if we're honest with ourselves, some Anthropologie pieces, you're like, wow, I can't believe this is $78. So, I mean, there's that. The last brand, there's like so many more, but this is the last brand for today. Staring at Stars. This one throws people for a loop. It has this cute little embroidered tag. It's all stitched, staring at stars, and it's all like nice knitwear and stuff like that, and it has a 66170 RN number, but it's Urban Outfitters. It's never been sold at Anthropologie, and it never will be because it's an Urban Outfitters exclusive brand. So if you find a Staring at Stars piece, it is Urban Outfitters. It is not Anthropologie. Don't tag it Anthropologie. So you might be wondering, why do these brands get mistaken for Anthropologie? Well, there's this vicious feedback loop that happens where people will tag something as Anthropologie on their listing, on eBay, on Poshmark, wherever else, and then they sell that piece as Anthropologie, but it's one of these brands, and then someone else goes to do research down the line and they're like, oh, is Ryu an Anthropologie brand? So they type in Ryu, Anthropologie, and what comes up on Google? A bunch of other people's listings that say Ryu Anthropologie. And so they're like, okay, well, other people think it's Anthropologie, it must be Anthropologie. So they tag it as Anthropologie, and it just keeps going on infinity. Just forever. It keeps going. My trick for finding out if something is actually genuinely Anthropologie relatively quickly is to type in the brand name and then Anthropologie and then go to the pictures, Google Images or whatever, and see if any stock photos come up. If you cannot find a stock photo for this brand, chances are it's not an Anthropologie brand. And you're just going to be wasting your time looking for a stock photo or the name of the piece if it's never been sold there. So that is my tip for finding out whether or not something is Anthropologie. Sometimes a stock photo comes up, but if you click on it, it's not, it will tell you it's like a different brand. Yeah, so just doing a little research, and you know what? That's the tea. 5 brands that are not Anthropologie. Not even a little. Sorry. So I hope that you enjoyed this silly video. Go ahead and hit a like button. Give it a thumbs up. And leave down below in the comments a brand that always gets mistaken for Anthropologie that you know of. And let's just like spread this "it's not Anthropologie" love. And that way, you know, people won't be making mistakes. Stuff will be tagged correctly. And yeah, so that's cool. Let's do it. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.